Suzie Yule Diadem here, glad and grateful to God that we have another opportunity to share our life, living positive regardless. Doesn't matter the point at which you are in life, but we rock it positive all the way. Karibuni sana.
Sunrise is my name. Yeah, I'm a practicing artist in various fields.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm a recording artist and I also do some sports.
Okay.
Yes.
Where is Sunrise from? Is he a Kenyan?
Sunrise is a Kenyan from Trans-Nzoia County, currently residing in Nairobi.
Okay.
Yes.
And the reason we are here is to inspire young people. And we inspire young people. This channel, we inspire people holistically. And I want us, because you are young and you are in art, so talk to young people. So Sunrise, as I was thinking about young people, I've realized that young people have a lot of energy to start with, and sometimes they are not guided. They don't know what to do with the kind of energy they have. So I want to understand from Sunrise, being a young man, is it a choice that you made to be an artist, or someone took you through to be an artist, or what made you to think of going to art?
I think most of the time this has to do with a calling, a talent,
Okay.
and an area of interest.
Okay.
This has something to do with finding it a pleasure and doing something at ease without being reminded of or struggling to do it. That is how we know our talent. I'm actually speaking about art in terms of talent. Yeah, it's something that it's your passion.
Okay.
Yeah, you can make an art in any given field, provided it's a talent. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Maybe on that note, now that you have said that, who is an artist?
I think an artist is a person who uses his or her skills to come up with something innovative,
Okay.
in one way or another, for the betterment of the lives of the people around and themselves. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's nice. Now, how is art? Have we, the society, been able to embrace art? As per you calling yourself an artist, have you found people who are appreciating you as an artist? Is it something you feel it has been embraced, it has been accepted in society? Maybe you could talk to us about that.
As far as the Kenyan society is concerned, I think we are still very far from accepting art as a profession. Yeah, but in developed countries like Europe and America, you will find people like Ronaldo. Yeah, they were taken to school so that their art, or that which is their talent, can be nurtured and therefore be brought into the limelight. But in Africa, you cannot convince your parent that you are going to study, for example, to play football, to play volleyball. You're going to study about music. It's a hard thing, but I'm glad because when you go to schools now, they are introducing such things. And even the Kenyan education system has introduced what we call a CBC. I think they are now trying to acknowledge that this is the way forward. Because as far as I'm concerned, and my experience in this field, I think art pays more than education.
Wow.
Art pays more than jobs and any other businesses.
Wow.
If you try to look at those people we call influential people, who are the richest people in the world, you will realize actually it's their area of influence which has got something to do with their capabilities and talents.
Okay.
Yeah, the entire list, whether they are in the technology field, that is their art. Whether they are in the business field, you'll find that it was something that they practiced from an early age, and their parents realized that and therefore took them to institutions so that they can train them on the same.
Okay.
Yeah, for example, someone like Bill Gates, we are always told that he never finished the school. He just went to school, he learned whatever he understood because he had passion in that field. And we have seen the impact that he has brought in the world.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. So you're saying we still have we have a long way to go. Like in Africa, we've not yet embraced the art and all that.
As far as the typical African society is concerned, we are trying, but we have not accepted it wholeheartedly. It's
Okay.
only that the government that has started to realize. That is why they have introduced it in school.
Wow.
Yeah, but I'm glad because we have people in the society like Victor Wanyama is a product of football academy from our schools here.
Okay.
Yeah, he's one of the most successful footballer in the history of Kenyan football.
Okay.
And I understand now that he's running a football club from his background there,
Wow.
having realized how much it has benefited him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, you've talked of football academy. So you mean the idea what you're encouraging in the society is that one can go to school. The way niliingia shule nikaenda kusoma, like now I can enroll in a school just to go and learn art. Because there's something you said as we started, that art is a talent. I hope I got it right.
Yeah.
So if art is a talent, do you need to go to school to learn? How do you marry the two?
I think art as a talent, not only art, I think any given area of your interest should, it is very necessary for one to seek training and being empowered on the same. Because we have people who have already walked that road which you want to go, and they have got more experience. They know the challenges that one is more likely to face on the way, and therefore when you are taken to school and those other learning institutions, you will be able to be taught on which way to go, so that you can be able to utilize your capability or produce the best of you.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
So academic empowerment is basic.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe I don't know if you would tell us, you would give us a little background of you, how you came to be an artist, and maybe the challenges, because I see you have even come up with a name, and you're saying it's a journey that the Lord. So clearly there's a journey that you have gone. Give us your journey in art.
Okay, I have a number of journeys depending on which art I was working in. For example, if I must talk about football, I was one time one of the best footballers in my county.
Wow.
Yeah, we had a very good team, and there was a time when I was in high school, we were very tough in high school. I remember when Kenyan high school football the tournament was on, we happened to be beaten actually at the semi-final level by one of the schools from Pokot County, Kapenguria Boys. That was the one that actually took the trophy from the other side. So it was supposed to proceed to the next level to compete to the national level.
Okay.
So they took 11 of players from our schools.
Wow.
And those players played for Kapenguria Boys for the rest of the matches that were ahead of them until they became the Kenyan champion. They beat the Leisa Hill, which is renowned in football and other sports in Kenya. There is a school in Trans-Nzoia called St. Anthony, which is also called Kitale Day.
Okay.
It has been a football champion in Kenyan high school games for so long. So that Kapenguria Boys, with the incorporation of the players from our school, actually flowed down all those giant schools, and they went to represent Kenya in East and Central Africa.
Wow.
So, and I have found that many guys I used to play with, some of them are playing in the Premier League now as we speak.
Wow.
I normally watch them on the screen. But now the challenge about football is there is no system that has been put in place that is able to absorb those footballers, the talents from the ground. We have a lot of talents from the ground, very rich talent, very good footballers who can compete at the international level.
Okay.
But there is no system to reach that is put in place in order to reach for them down there.
Oh.
I remember there's a guy we used to play with. he was coming from another team, which was a neighboring team. That guy was a very good footballer, used to play very good football with his brother. But it happened that he got an injury that he broke, the leg was broken. So without the facilities in place that was meant to deal with such like things, medical issues, yeah, he went for a long time without receiving any serious treatment, and within a short period of time he passed on. It was a discouragement to many footballers, because when you're playing those footballs in Kenya, especially if you're not in these big leagues, when you get an injury you have to treat yourself, which is different from other clubs. Yeah, when you go to, for example, those developed nations like England, we normally watch football from the English Premier League. I'm a Manchester United fan. And when you look at the structure of that club and all Premier League clubs, you'll find that they have what we call academy. So they have the, for example, under 18, they have under 21, they have under 23, and then they have the senior club. So you'll find that even as time goes by, when these senior players gain a lot of age and reach the retirement age, so that they can exit the stage, the club still has a future because it's being fed from the academy. So the academic system is there to ensure that there is tomorrow for the club, and also those who are there at all level of football, they have a very organized medical scheme. And in fact, every player normally has their own doctors. It's such a serious thing, because they earn a lot of money. For example, I think it's today or yesterday, Manchester United bought a player from this other club in Netherlands called the Ajax, and they have purchased him at a fee of around 100 million pounds. Now you can see the amount of money the other club is making from the sales of the players. If we were doing the same here in Kenya, yeah, we would have very strong players and very good institutions. What I normally say, here in Kenya we have a lot of talents and we are not purchasing. If you come up with that idea, I have drawn something addressing the same. If you can have a good financial muscle and come up with a scheme of creating a football academy here in Kenya, it will be very profitable, because first of all, you are not purchasing those talents like those other people are doing. You are getting them free because they are underutilized. And when you absorb them in the system, you train them well, you educate them, you can have a connection with those other clubs. Yeah, when they send their scouts to watch these players in this academy, they are able to purchase them. You'll find, for example, there was a time this 17-year-old boy that was signed from Atalanta in Italy by Manchester United, 17 years, and he was signed for a fee of 38 million pounds. So when you convert that into Kenyan shillings, you'll find that it's more than 200 million you are getting from one player.
Wow.
So that means that the academy will not fail, it will continue. We were discussing about the challenges one is facing.
Yes.
I was talking about the issue of medication. It's a very serious problem. I have an injury here that I received when I was playing a derby match, and it was very tough. For those who know what derby means, those are rivalry clubs, that everyone knows each other most of the time. The players know each other. So when you come to the field, you want to win. You want to prove to the other person that you're not better than me. So you will do whatever it takes to win the match. So I got an injury in the process, and I stayed for a long period of time at home without going to school because I was nursing the injury. And that one I was doing by my own self because our club did not have the facilities to cater for medical and other things. And also other challenges that we face in football as an field of art is the issue of there's a lot of corruption here in Kenya. It's not only in political forum and other areas, even in football. I know a friend of mine who is an athlete. He would run so fast at a time. There was a time when he defeated one of the Olympic champions we know here in Kenya, the worldwide, yeah. But this guy has never found a platform or a chance to represent Kenya at the national level and international, because these other guys, they are bribing their ways to represent Kenya. So we have talents here which are not going far because of such things as bribes. Yeah, and also another thing, as I've said, I think it's the nature of our leagues. The leagues that we are having, like we have the Kenya Premier League now. There is an issue also with the management of the league itself. There was a time when we had an FKF and there was KFF. So those two bodies were fighting that we are the owners of the Premier League. There is the FKF, Football Kenya Federation, and there was a KFF, Kenya Football Federation. So those are two different organizations. And you know, when you bring such conflicts to the football, it attracts the attention of the World Management Board, which is FIFA. Now it will come to the ground and ban you from playing international football. Now you are killing the players, those talents, from being exposed to the international. So when you have such like things, for example, there was a time when Amina Mohammed, the CS Sports, started having issues with Nick Mwendwa, who has been the chairman of the Kenya Football Federation, and he was even arrested and put to prison. According to the rules of FIFA, they normally say that matters concerning football should not be taken to. Even if it's a crime, it does not have to be taken to these other courts to be handled with the government issues. FIFA has got their own body which manages the issues to do with football. Yeah.
Yes.
So every time you bring politics and the national issues to affect the issues of football, FIFA will warn you. In fact, we had received a number of warnings because that is what we used to do. There was a time we were supposed to be banned unless we solved our issue within some 24 hours. Then Raila intervened, went and wrote a letter to FIFA, and the deadline was prolonged. But I understand that the other time when Amina Mohammed, the CS Sports, did so, I think we were banned from playing international football.
Kenya?
If I'm not wrong, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So those are some of the challenges. Yeah. And also another challenge is I think the facilities in general. Yeah, facilities are very important. For example, what we used to do back in our village, the teams we were having were very tough. Many of them we used to have our own leagues with many teams, many clubs. We would organize leagues and play a tournament. But the issue, if you went in close contact with those clubs, you'll realize that they do not have training facilities. Yeah, because they do not have sponsors. Yeah, all they have is their talent, and they are training themselves with what they have and how they know it best.
Do you think there's a way maybe my viewers today will allow me to just float, because our artist here, the things that the football and all those sporty things, me, I'm not. I heard him say he's a Man U fan. Me, I support Liverpool, but I don't know the play. So allow me today to float for us all to learn. I'm learning, so you will also learn, not from me but from Sunrise. So Sunrise, I wanted to ask, is there anything that you think youth can do instead of waiting for the government to come and help, maybe with those maybe facilities? Because I'm imagining you just maybe need to organize yourselves as young people, come up with this group. And nowadays I realize it's like government has come with so many initiatives that are helping the young people. Is it something that is doable, that youth can organize themselves? You realize you have a certain talent, say football, then you as footballers, you come together and have something that you can now approach the government bodies that would be able to help.
I think it's possible. Everything's possible under the sun. Yes, but now the issue is sometimes organizing the youth is not an easy thing.
Okay.
Keeping in mind that you know, these people that are forming these clubs, they're coming together. One of the challenges you are facing is you are playing football, but at the end of the day, you don't have anything. You are not eating football.
Sure.
So you are losing players as you continue playing, because this person has got bills and other things that require finance.
Okay.
And as long as he is playing football, it's a good thing. They love it, but they are not earning anything from it.
No.
So, and at the end of the day, after you have played that football, you have to go back home, and you find that you do not have food. You do not have rent sometimes. You do not have 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
So this thing actually make people look for other ways of survival. Yeah, that is one of the challenges also we are facing from this industry. And also coming up with ideas. We normally have good ideas. In fact, when I say that we've been having tournaments, most of those tournaments, we are the one who's been organizing them. Yeah, we contribute, we sit down, we contribute money, we call representatives from all teams. And we say, now let each and every club contribute this amount of money so that we can compete or we can purchase some trophies that we can compete of. Yeah, so the tournaments that we've been playing, actually, we are the one that, who has been organizing them.
Okay.
And also on the side of the government, one of the challenges the young people, whether in sports or in any other field, do not have a good touch with the government. Is the government, what the government is doing is coming up with that, for example, the Ministry of Youth, Sports and so forth. Yeah. But now, when the government is structuring the personnel in these bodies, you will find that there is no youth among them. So when you come to discuss the matters of youth with those old people in the organization, they do not understand you. Okay. And you cannot advise them, because they say there was a time when we were also youth. But the truth is, the challenges that the youths of many years ago are facing is different from the challenges that the current youths are facing. Because life is changing and technology is different. The lifestyle is actually different. So the kind of challenges that our parents were facing as the young people is different from... There's a common... There could be some common challenges that we are all facing. But many challenges and even needs are actually very different. So sometimes it's very good when you have anybody dealing with the issues of the youths being headed by youths themselves. We can have older people there for direction, but let the youths handle their own matters. But the presence of the old people is very important for guidance, because of the experience. It's needed. Yes. But now let the youths have their say too.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah.
You're calling for the voice of the youth.
Yeah, yeah.
The voice of the youth need to be heard.